Hello there, welcome back guys, welcome back to a brand new video of Mighty Ghost Tag YouTube channel. So guys, this is the another JavaScript interview video. In this video we will see the main basic difference between the REST operator and the spread operator. And these two operators are basically introduced in ES6. So before ES5 we don't have these two operators, and believe me, these two operators are very useful that we are going to see in this video. Now these two operators are basically denoted by these three dot only. However, the syntax is similar but the functionality is different. So first, take a look into the REST operator. So as per the definition, it says this three dot actually allow you to call a function with any number of argument. Now understand it more briefly. Let me copy this example. Let me put here. Now if I run this, you will get that value. Now let's see. This is the simple way of calling the function. Now here I am simply passing the three main arguments by separately. Now if you look at into the function declaration, the first name is what we are printing as the mighty, but for these two arguments we did not declare separate another local variable. We simply getting that with the help of the title itself. So that is possible just because of this three dot. Now if we did not use this three dot, then it should be like this only. Let me show you that. Now if I run this, you can see we got the mighty and the ghost, but we did not got the hack. For print this hack also we need to declare another local variable, another argument. Just like similar, then I need to again console it here. Now I can see the mighty, ghost and hack is printed here. So this is what the disadvantage is. Now again if I wanted to increase the argument, then I will simply add here. Then again I need to increase the number of argument here also. So which was the problem? So that is what resolved by the help of this three operator, which basically save this value inside this variable, and that data type is actually the array. Now if I print this, you can see that it is getting saved inside this with the help of the array, and that you can access by using the index number. You can see that ghost you can access at the 0 index, and hack you can access at the 1 index, and the length is obviously the 2. So this is what the basic use of REST operator. Now if you go back in the ES5, what happened? If you wanted to implement such scenario, we have to use the argument variable, which is like, let me copy this and explain to you. Now see, in this function I am passing two different arguments, and here I did not mention anything. So ultimately whatever I am passing here, it getting stored in this argument itself. Here I am simply printing the length, and you can simply access by the index. Let me show you that. Now the length is 2, which is what the length of this argument. Now the argument of 0 is what we have the mighty, then the argument of 1 is what we have the ghost, and to iterate over it we have to use this for loop. Now you might wonder, if we have the argument, then why the REST operator is introduced? This is what the common question will ask in the interview. Now let me explain to you why we need a REST operator here. So the problem with the argument which we have, it is not an array. It does not support the array method, and it's written on object. What it means actually, if I just remove the length, now if I let me remove this as well for better understanding. Now you can see this is what the object we will get in the argument itself. Now again I wanted to explain you the another point. It always contain the all argument. We cannot capture them partially. which means suppose first argument which I wanted to access separately from the list, and the rest should be passed inside the argument. Now if I do this console.log, what will happen? The mighty will be get added in the A and the argument will get added the both. So this is what the problem. Let me show you. So mighty is getting added in the A, but the argument we are added the mighty as well as the ghost. But if you compare this with the rest operator, now let me show you that. That is what the magic. Now if I just console, let me put yeah. Now if I just console B, now you will see the magic. See, mighty is added in the A, but the rest operator simply add the next value, which is the ghost. It will not add the first value as well. So this is what it says. It always contain all argument, which means the argument contain all argument, and we cannot capture partially. But with the help of the rest operator, we are capturing this argument value separately, whichever we require. Now let's take a look into the spread operator. So the spread operator will allow you to split an array into a single argument. Now, if you just close a look into this definition of spread and the rest operator, what it says, it's allow you to call a function with any number of argument. But if you see this any number of argument are the separated string, and what spread does, it allow you to split an array into a single argument. Let me explain to you by this same example. Let me again pass another argument. Now if I run this, now we can see that I have these two array. So these two different argument are get converted into the array with the help of the rest operator. Now I will simply convert this array into the two different argument with the help of the spread operator. See, this is what the magic. So these two operators are basically behave oppositely. That you have to keep in mind. Let me show you the basic example. Suppose if you have the array and which you wanted to pass inside the function by using this three dot, which is known as the spread operator, you can pass this array as a different argument and which can be printed here. If I run this, you will get the mighty, ghost, hack separately. Now let's see spread operator with the array with the different example. Let me copy this. If I just print here, let me make it bigger. So here I wanted to add this array inside this action. So simply I will use this spread operator, which will ultimately return me the subscribe to Mighty Ghost Hack YouTube channel. So this is the another example you can use the spread operator. Now let's see how the spread operator will work in the case of object. Let me copy this example. Here also for the object it will behave the same, just like what we just saw. Here I have the two different objects. I will simply copy this from this action itself. You can see that first mighty, then second ghost, then third hack YouTube channel. So this is what the basic functionality. But when you use the spread operator, what it does actually, it will simply paste the value, but it will not create any reference. That you have to keep in mind that. So even if you change any value in this action after the concatenation, it will not affect to the channel name. Now let's take a look into the key point that we have to remember. So there must be only one REST operator in JavaScript function, which means, let me again go to the top. Now I will copy this. So the first point is there must be one REST operator in JavaScript function. So as per the point, I cannot add one more REST operator. If I do this, if I run this, you can simply get the error. Also, I wanted to show you, you cannot use the spread operator in first argument. If you do this, you will also end up with the another error. So keep in mind that the spread operator should be added to the end of the argument, end of the parameter. Now, there can be more than one spread operator in JavaScript function. Yes, you can use that. So the REST operator can be one in the JavaScript function, but the spread operator can be more than one. It have no issue. Now the REST parameter must be the end. That is what I just show you. Now you cannot use the argument variable in arrow function. Now let me show you that. The argument example. Yeah, let me copy this and let me paste here. Now let me convert this into the arrow function. So const I require the show name value. I require the show name. Now if I run this program, you can see what it's written is actually the empty object. However, if you see, the length is 5, which is not the right. It should be 2, right? And what it written, it's like the unrelated value. You don't have to look into that. So it says you cannot use the argument variable in the arrow function. That is correct. You can also say that argument is actually belong to the ES5 and the arrow function is actually belong to the ES6. So these both cannot use together. So to use this argument functionality in arrow function, we use the REST operator. And for the normal function, we can use the argument as well as the REST operator. Now, it is the best to use the REST operator instead of argument. That is true, and the disadvantages of argument which we also saw. Now the argument variable is the optional value in function. Yes, that is also true. We know we don't need to pass any argument while declaring the function. Now you cannot use the use strict inside a function containing the REST parameter. So what it's mean? Now let me again copy the REST operator function. Now, so this is what the REST operator function. If I run this, it will simply provide me the output. Now if I use the use strict, now if I run this, you will end up with the error. But if it is not a REST operator here, then it will simply provide you the output. So this also you have to keep in mind. The spread operator does not clone the identical properties, which means, now let me show you this example also. So here, if I run this, you can see the key which we have, first, second, third, action 1, action 2, both are unique. Now suppose if I just copy this action 1 here and action 2 here also. Now if I run this, so now you can see as per the point, it will not clone the identical properties. It did not clone the same key value. But for the array case, if I simply copy and paste here and simply copy and paste here, so for the array it don't have any key value pair, it's simply the value, the element itself, then it will simply add here. It will not have any problem. Then the output should be subscribe to, which is what these values are added here itself. So for the array it can clone the same value, but for the object, if the key is the same, then it will not clone those identical properties. So this is what this point are explaining. So this is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoy this video. If you have any doubt, then you can simply comment out below. So we will meet again with another JavaScript interview question. Till then, bye.